Did you know that the second highest paid player on the Oklahoma City Thunder is not the second best player on the team? You can argue that the second best player on the team is either Chet Holmgren or Jalen Williams. But if you look at their 2024-2025 contract, Chet is only getting paid $10.8 million, and Jalen Williams' contract is horrendous, of $4.7 million. The highest paid player on the Thunder is Shea at $35.8 million, which makes sense. He's their star player. But Isaiah Hartenstein is the second highest paid player on the Thunder, getting paid $30 million a season, being a crucial role player for this team. The question is simple: why is a role player getting paid more than two star players? Let's look at the New York Knicks payroll. OG Anunoby is the highest paid player on the Knicks for the next 5 years. Look at this comparison for the Knicks roster. In the 2024-25 season, OG is getting paid $36 million, Julius Randle only $28.9, Jalen Brunson, who is the star of the team, only $24.9, even Mikal Bridges joining the team with $23.3. And the trend does not stop in the 2025-26 season, with OG Anunoby still being the highest paid player on the team. And the truth and reality is, he is not the star player of the squad. Let's compare OG to the star player of Jalen Brunson in 2026-27. OG $42.5 million, Jalen Brunson $37.7 million in 2027-28, 45 for OG, 40 for Jalen, and in 2028-29, 48 for OG and 43 for Jalen. What in the world is going on in the league where the star player is getting paid less than the role player? The crazy thing about OG on the Knicks is he's not even the second or third option. I would even argue he might not even be the fourth option, and he's getting paid more than everybody. There are so many more role players in the NBA getting paid just like this, and to fully understand why this is happening, you have to first understand the salary cap and the trend of where it is going. The NBA salary cap is the limit to the total amount of money that National Basketball Association teams are allowed to pay their players. To simply explain it, if an NBA team has $100 million to spend on their players, that means the 15 players on their roster, their contracts must add up to $100 million. That is the salary cap. I want you to look at this graph of the NBA salary cap ever since 1985. And we're going to see the 5-year trend of how the salary cap has increased up until now. In 1985, the salary cap was less than $5 million. In 1990, getting around $10 million the salary cap. In 1995, it was roughly nearly $20 million in salary cap. There was a little jump before year 2000 of around $25 million. By 2005, the salary cap hit $40 million. By 2010, the salary cap hit $60 million. It stayed steady for 5 years up until 2015, and then in 2016, there was a huge spike of the salary cap, which jumped to almost $100 million in salary cap before the 2020 season. The next big jump was in the 2023 season, where the salary cap jumped from $110 million, jumped all the way to nearly $120 million. And for this upcoming 24-25 season, the salary cap has jumped all the way to $140 million. Just by looking at this graph alone, it's obvious the NBA is doing great. The NBA is getting paid more. Viewers all over the world are tuning in. And at this rate, the salary cap is going to keep on booming. The biggest change to the league, why the salary cap keeps on increasing, is because there was a season where the Board of Governors were proposing a smoothing of the cap, which means that the salary cap will continue to slowly increase at a minimal rate. And then, of course, with the influx of new money with the NBA's new TV deals, and they keep on getting new TV deals, will result in a gradual increase of the salary over a span of multiple years. As I mentioned earlier, how the salary cap would slowly increase and there wouldn't be any major leaps. But the NBA had a player association, and they proposed a one-time spike in the cap, which of course has been the ultimate answer and solution, which we've seen spikes in 2016, 2023, and now 2024. And the fact that we just saw 2 back-to-back years of spikes, What about next season, the year after, when the league gets more popular? We're probably going to be seeing more spikes than ever. And that's why so many role players in the NBA are getting paid so much money. We NBA fans don't think they deserve it, but the truth in reality is NBA teams have money to pay them. Look at this comparison nearly 10 years ago. As of today, a role player getting paid $25 million a year would take up 17.9% of the salary cap. That is not much of the team when you really think about it. A player contributing to an NBA championship team getting paid less than 20% of the entire team's roster. That's not a bad percentage, but 9 years ago in the 2015-16 season, a player getting paid $25 million a year was taking up 35.7% of the salary cap. And back then, if you were getting paid $25 million a year, you weren't a role player. You were the star of the team. So when you put it in that perspective, role players today are getting paid like stars in the past. So that's why the challenge for NBA teams today is that if they are going to sign somebody for a big contract, a player getting paid nearly 15 to 20% of the roster percentage, that player must do well. A notable role player that I love is Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, who just signed a 3-year, $66 million deal with the Orlando Magic. He is a perfect example of a role player today that's getting paid just right. $22 million, roughly 17% of the team's salary cap, and he's gonna do damage, be their 3-and-D player, be a great captain in the locker room, and just bring in the veteran experience leadership while playing that star role player role. KCP is my perfect example of an overpaid role player that's not really overpaid. He's paid perfectly. And there are many more in the league just like this. Who are these role players? Thank you, SeatGeek, for sponsoring Easy Buckets. If you want to go to a basketball game, you have to get your cheap tickets on SeatGeek. They're the best app on the market. And what's special about SeatGeek is they give you the value of the price that you're paying for. Not only does SeatGeek have NBA games, they have tickets to sports, concerts, any event you name. Get your cheap tickets on SeatGeek, and the NBA season is just about to start. Ticket sales are already starting, so don't miss out before seats sell out. Get your cheap tickets on SeatGeek, and we partner with SeatGeek, giving Easy Buckets fans a discount promo code. Use my promo code Easy Buckets on SeatGeek, and you will get $20 off your first purchase. Get your cheap tickets today. Nicholas Claxton is a notable role player as well, getting paid a big portion of the Brooklyn Nets payroll. Claxton just signed a 4-year, $97 million deal, roughly estimating his salary to $24 million a year, and the Brooklyn Nets are banking a lot of their future on him being the starting center. This deal was a great deal for the Brooklyn Nets. He's only getting paid about 17% of the team's salary, and don't even get me started on Ben Simmons' contract, getting paid $40 million. Ben is getting paid nearly 30% of the team's salary cap, and Nicholas Claxton is doing much more for the team than Ben Simmons ever did. The value of Nicholas Claxton is a perfect example of what the value of a role player is today. Nearly $20 to $25 million. Be a starter, that's very important. A starter, the 4th or 5th option, but of course execute to the role that they're called to do. And for Claxton, it's get boards, get blocks, and be interior present. Kristaps Porzingis I'm gonna put on my list as an overpaid role player. He's getting paid $29 million a season, and I believe as him being the 3rd, 4th, or 5th option on the Boston Celtics, he should not be getting paid nearly $30 million, especially for the fact that he's very injury prone. Him missing out a lot of games makes the Boston Celtics paying nearly $30 million for him not worth it. Getting paid nearly 25% of the team's salary cap means you have to be contributing. You have to be on the court. And because Kristaps Porzingis is really doing that, I'm putting him in the category of an overpaid role player. Bruce Brown of the Toronto Raptors, I would also say, is an overpaid role player. He's getting paid $23 million a year. Of course, after winning the NBA championship with the Denver Nuggets in 2023, he was immediately signed to a larger contract. And that's something great for Bruce Brown, capitalizing a championship win to maximizing the best contract possible. But of course, he signed with the Pacers at the time, and the Pacers, what did they do immediately after signing Bruce Brown? They realized that he was overpaid and shipped him to the Toronto Raptors, and now the Raptors are stuck with Bruce Brown's $23 million a year contract, with him having to step up being their 6-man role player. Bruce Brown was a smart player to, of course, maximize his salary, but the fact that Bruce Brown is getting paid more than Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Bruce Brown is $23 million, KCP is $22 million, that just shows you the value of the player it's being paid for. KCP, I would even say, is underpaid, and Bruce Brown is overpaid. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. What do you think about the NBA salary cap? Are these players overpaid? Are they underpaid? Are there any more players in the league that you think deserves more money and, of course, deserves less money? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section down below. We're hearing rumors that Jimmy Butler could be traded from the Miami Heat, and I made a video talking about the realistic destinations for Jimmy Butler. It's a big chance he could be leaving Miami this season. Check out this video. But other than that, take it easy. God bless. See you all next time on Easy Buckets.